The ringgit's nursing a New Year's hangover at last look stumbling to as low as 4.4938 against a strengthening US dollar. It was thanks to a heady mix of external and domestic headwinds, plus the Trump effect and sensitivity to US interest rates. And it could get worse in the first quarter. Hong Leong Investment Bank is expecting the ringgit to trade at 4.5 versus the dollar, while Australia's Westpac told CNBC it's looking at 4.55 by the end of March. Second Finance Minister Johari Abdul Ghani has said that the decline isn't something to panic about and that the currency will eventually bounce back to its fair value. According to the MIER, that would be 4.05 to 4.10 to the dollar. Petronas will be allowed to bid for Iran's oil and gas projects after having been chosen in a pre-qualification tender scheme. According to National Iranian Oil Co., the state oil firm is among 29 global companies which will ink new contracts worth billions of dollars with the Middle Eastern Republic using the new Iran Petroleum Contract or IPC model. The IPC, which was introduced in November, has more flexible terms on oil price fluctuations and investment risks. Other oil majors on the list include Indonesia's Pertamina, France's Total, Russia's Gazprom and Italy's Eni. Iran expects to sign the deals by March 20th. The MACC says there is no truth to talk that one of its directors had opted for early retirement due to frustration over the outcome of a probe into former 1MDB subsidiary SRC International. Malaysia Kini had reported that Bahri Muhammad Zain, formerly the director of MACC's Special Operations Division, had decided last Friday to throw in the towel 2 years ahead of his official retirement. He was cited as saying that he was dejected over the Commission's failure to bring the case to court. But the anti-graft agency says it spoke to Bahri himself today and he denied making such a statement. It adds that Bahri had already decided to opt for early retirement 6 months ago. Iron and steel manufacturers are calling on Putrajaya to rescind the abrupt implementation of a new policy requiring employers to pay for a levy on foreign workers. The directive, which came into play on January 1st, was announced on December 31st. The Malaysian Iron and Steel Industry Federation, or MISIF, called it an unwelcome surprise. Despite its cost and operational impact on manufacturers, MISIF President Sotian Lai says there was no prior dialogue or consultation with its members. Citing media reports, he says as much as 5 billion ringgit could be drained from the economy every year if employers are required to pay the levy. Iron and steel manufacturers were dealt a double whammy last week. The levy aside, industry players are also reeling from an announcement that Gas Malaysia is planning to increase the price of natural gas for the non-power sector. M Investments Bank says CIMB Group may see a one-off gain of some 760 million ringgit from the sale of a stake in China's Bank of Yingkou. The country's second-largest lender by assets is disposing its 18% stake for 1.5 billion renminbi or 972 million ringgit. CIMB had in 2009 bought into Yingkou for 348.8 million renminbi. Analyst Kelvin Ong says the gain will be excluded from the research house's core earnings estimate for CIMB's FY17. That's because the all-cash deal won't have any material impact on the group's margins. He's maintaining his earnings forecast for CIMB and keeping a buy call on CIMB shares with an unchanged fair value of 5 ringgit 40. CIMB ended the day at 4 ringgit 54 cents.